Lori Ann Loughlin, born July 28, 1964, is an American actress and producer. She played Rebecca Donaldson Katsopoulos on the ABC sitcom Full House from 1988 to 1995 and reprised the role for its Netflix sequel Fuller House. Loughlin is also known for her roles as Debbie Wilson in the CW series 90210 and Abigail Stanton from 2014 to 2019, which ended just before the other little thing you may know her name for, Operation Varsity Blues, or otherwise known as the largest college admissions scandal ever to be prosecuted by the US Department of Justice. I'm Adam Andrews with Where Are They Now, and today we are talking about none other than Lori Loughlin. Lori Loughlin, alongside Desperate Housewives actress Felicity Huffman, are the most high-profile targets of Operation Varsity Blues, alongside a large list of 33 other very wealthy parents, including CEOs and attorneys, who in 2019 were accused of spending hundreds of thousands and up to millions of dollars, plus staging pictures and falsifying test scores in order to guarantee a spot for their children at the best colleges and universities in the United States. And it wasn't just parents who were guilty and accused in this case. 11 coaches from the nation's top institutions, including Georgetown, Stanford, Yale, and USC, were charged for taking the bribes, as well as standardized test administrators, alongside the seeming organizer and mastermind behind the whole scandal, William Rick Singer. Singer was a college counselor whose cooperation with the authorities led to the astonishing 50+ arrests. From 2011 to 2018, Rick Singer made $25 million from the illegal scandal. $25 million that Singer laundered through his nonprofit Key Worldwide Foundation. In addition to the 33 parents whose children were given an unfair advantage, Singer is also responsible for a whopping 700 other quote-unquote side doors. This means that all in all, there are probably hundreds more guilty parties who actually got away with the bribery, abusing their wealth and privilege to take positions away from students who deserved it and worked much harder. Back to Loughlin though. In order to get her daughter Isabella into the University of Southern California, the actress and her husband Massimo Giannulli, a fashion designer, took and sent pictures of their daughter on an ergometer rowing machine. These pictures were then altered by Rick Singer in order to make Isabella look as though she was an athlete in order to obtain a scholarship, when in actual fact, Isabella never rowed athletically before this point in her entire life. They did the same thing for their other daughter, social media influencer Olivia Jade, who is famous for telling her YouTube followers that she doesn't even really care about school. The altered images were released by prosecutors, along with email correspondence filed by the FBI between the father, Massimo, and Rick Singer, talking about how to stage the photos in order to sell them. The athletic director of the school was also bribed with around $50,000 in order for this to go through. Neither of the daughters now are still currently enrolled at the university since the story broke. As for Huffman, the other high-profile suspect, she reportedly paid around $15,000 in order for Rick Singer to get someone else to take the SAT in order for her daughter Sophia to be enrolled. Now on March 12, 2019, the FBI raided the homes of these parents, including Huffman and Lori Loughlin, finding the evidence that allowed them to prosecute. In the beginning, Lori and her husband pled not guilty to the crimes they were accused of, rejecting the plea deal they were offered as it included jail time. As the case continued, they were all charged with money laundering and conspiracy, which would bump up their jail time to potentially 40 years each. And this was further followed up with bribery claims from the US Attorney of Massachusetts, which would make it even worse. It didn't help that their attorneys were continuing to argue that the state was withholding evidence and continuing to claim that the two parents believed they were donating the vast sums of cash legitimately to the university, which, hold on to something, was not true. In the end, the two parents decided to plead guilty to one count of conspiracy to commit wire and mail fraud each, in a plea deal where prosecutors would agree to dismiss the money laundering and federal bribery charges. In her plea, Lori was reported to be holding back tears as she said, quote, "I made an awful decision. I went along with a plan to give my daughters an unfair advantage in the college admission process, and in doing so, I ignored my intuition and allowed myself to be swayed from my moral compass. I have great faith in God and I believe in redemption and will do everything in my power to redeem myself and use this experience as a catalyst to do good." which isn't so bad as far as apologies go. Then again, she's an actress, so I don't know. Lori Loughlin, after her plea, received a nice little 2-month jail sentence and a $150,000 fine, plus a 2-year supervised release alongside a mandatory 100 hours of community service. Loughlin served her sentence at a prison in Dublin, California from October 30th, 2020 to December 28th, 2020, getting out slightly earlier. Her husband, Massimo, on the other hand, was given 5 months of jail time and a $250,000 fine. He did his time at a federal prison in Lompoc, California, starting on November 19th of 2020. Now, unlike his wife, Massimo actually filed a petition in late January of 2021, asking to be released early due to the fact that his COVID-sanctioned solitary confinement was placing a, quote, significant toll on his mental, physical, and emotional well-being. This petition was initially declined, but he was in the end released on April 2nd, placed on house arrest instead until April 17th, and this was likely due to overcrowding that occurred during the pandemic. As for the aforementioned Felicity Huffman, she pleaded guilty on May of 2019 and received a tiny 14-day sentence, but was actually released after just 11 of those days behind bars on October 25th, 2019. Her daughter Sophia, funnily enough, got into college on her own merits. She retook the SAT and was accepted to Carnegie Mellon's drama school, meaning she did not even need to have her mother intervene. Maybe y'all need to start believing in your kids, people. I don't know. I just work here. In the case of William Rick Singer, the mastermind and key player in the scandal, on March 12th, 2019, he pled guilty to 4 counts of racketeering conspiracy, money laundering conspiracy, conspiracy to defraud the United States, and obstruction of justice. Crimes for which he was sentenced a maximum of 65 years in prison plus a $1.25 million fine. In the aftermath of the scandal and 2 months after serving her jail time, Lori Loughlin was seen doing community service in Los Angeles in early March, according to People magazine. Lori has also already paid the fine of $150,000 she was ordered to pay. According to Vanity Fair, after her prison stay, Lori briefly returned to her $9.5 million farmhouse upon being released, which must be really nice. Wonder if any of the people who were rejected from college thanks to her kids, or and if the other parents' children get to stay at a $9.5 million farmhouse. I'm gonna guess they didn't. Lori has also been back to work again, acting as she played Abigail Stanton on the Saturday, December 18th, 2021 Season 2 premiere of the GAC family series When Hope Calls. She reprised her character for the 2-part special that was titled A Country Christmas. This character is one that the actress had originally played on Hallmark Channel's When Calls the Heart. She starred in the series from 2014 to 2019 before the network cut ties with her after she was indicted. Her character was written off in a May 2019 episode, with the character leaving town to take care of her sick mother, or go to jail, I don't know, whichever you prefer. Despite her scandal, she has kept up really positive rapport with people in the industry, and will continue her career. The story of the scandal has been chronicled in both a Lifetime movie and a book, Unacceptable, written by the Wall Street Journal reporters Melissa Corrin and Jennifer Levitz. Back on March 17th, there was also the premiere of Operation Varsity Blues, the college admissions scandal, which came out on Netflix, and I highly recommend you watch it to learn even more. Though, fair warning, Loughlin and the other parents who were involved all refused to be involved in the documentary, which I'm sure we're all surprised about. But there you have it, folks. Parents who simply wanted the best for their children, but who used their position and money to try and make it happen. It may not be all that uncommon, but when you're caught, you pay the price. Would you do the same for your children? Have you heard this story before today? Let me know in the comments, and while you're here on Where Are They Now, why not also like and subscribe for more of this true crime content? For now, I've been your host, Adam Andrews. Feel free to check me out on Instagram at _Schmadam, and until next time, stay safe and well informed out there. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.